Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lena and I make college and book related content here on YouTube, and today will be another college day in my life. It is Tuesday, September 20th. It is 8:10 in the morning. I've had a pretty slow morning. I got up, took a shower, and I've kind of just been collecting myself for the day, cleaning up my room, watering my plants, just kind of chilling out and, doing things like that. But I am ready to get going to breakfast. Tuesdays, I don't have any classes that I'm required to attend. I do teach a lab section at night, and I also work on the French Writing Center, but I don't actually have any classes. But I will have the lab, as I said, and then I will also be going to wind ensemble where I play the flute, and then in the morning I spend a lot of time doing homework and getting work done. So it's going to be a lot of studying today, a lot of getting assignments done, and maybe some other random things along the way, but let's get going. As always, we'll do a quick outfit check. I'm wearing this halter dress that's from JCPenney, I think, and then this white cardigan from Land's End. It's just like a slightly more than midi, but not quite maxi dress. I refuse to wear pants in September. It is a policy of mine. I won't do it because the winter's too long up here in the Northeast. And so I get sick of wearing pants, around March or so. So I prolong wearing long pants as much as possible. But yes, that's just a side note. Let's get going to breakfast. So when I'm in the library, I spend most of my time at my study carrel or wandering among the shelves. So this morning I started out with some work in the shelves, and I basically was looking at some titles that I've been recommended for my George Eliot project, but also when I was there, I was finding other titles that were near those original titles, and so I just love doing this. I could do this for literally ever. I have to set a timer. But then when I've figured out all the books I want to read, I bring them back to my desk and just kind of do a thorough scan about, do I really want to read these books? Will they actually be helpful? And then make some piles as to whether or not I want to keep them or return them to a reshelving cart and do things like that. And yes, I'm wearing a fleece over my sweater. There's an AC unit above my study carrel, and I am always freezing in the library. It drives me nuts, and so it's a time. But after I was done doing this, I actually moved on to reading Pride and Prejudice. We are starting Pride and Prejudice this week, and this is my favorite Austen novel so far that we've read in the class. It's also the only novel that I've read by Austen before this class, and so I definitely was expecting to enjoy it, and I'm enjoying it thus far. And And then after reading Pride and Prejudice, I moved on to this encyclopedia for my Anne project. This is a really, really great resource. I am obsessed with it. I just can look up so many random things that I just want general knowledge on, and it has all of the answers I could ever dream of. And so I did this for a while before heading off to lunch. After lunch, I just came back to my room and started to do some work for my lab, just finishing up some prep stuff, and of course, drinking tea. After 1, I had my lunch at Dana, and then I talked to some friends in the student center for a little bit. Then I talked to my mom on the phone, and then I came back here and I finished up my prep for my lab. If you watched my video last week, you'll know that I have been trying to limit how much work I put into my lab, not because I don't want to do a good job, but because I know I'm putting too much time in and I'm not getting paid to put that much time in. So I really tried to limit myself. Did I do too long again? Yes. Tonight we're going to be talking about Jacques Prévert and his poetry, specifically Les Feuilles Mortes, just because autumn or fall is starting this week. And then we will also be going over like adjectives and how to do the proper endings, masculine and feminine, any exceptions or irregularities, because of course there's always exceptions and irregularities, and then we'll just work on some writing and conjugating and that kind of thing. So that's the plan for tonight, and I'm basically done with that. I'll probably just like review it a little bit before lab starts. But the other things that I need to get done this afternoon, I need to do some work for my Anna Brittany project. Specifically, I need to finish up one of my sections. I've actually started the writing process, so I'm working on that. And I also need to read more of Pride and Prejudice. So those are the two things that like are definitely priorities tonight. So I think right now I'm going to do some work for Anne, and then we'll see where it takes me. So first I started off with copying some of the notes that I'd taken in the library from the encyclopedia, and then I got to writing. And when I was just trying to record different angles of studying, I realized I have a very concerned studying face, or at least I do when I'm writing French. So just enjoy that. I've not checked in a while, but I'm about to head off to wind ensemble right now. I played the flute as I mentioned earlier, and I'm actually first flute this semester, which is the first time that's ever happened in college. So it's definitely a really fun experience. But yeah, so I'm gonna go to that, and then afterwards I'll check in with you before lab, hopefully, if I remember. So I'm back from wind ensemble, and it is a little bit after 7. I just did some last minute prep for my lab section tonight, and then I also read like 30-ish pages of Pride and Prejudice to get the reading done for tomorrow. Yeah, so now I'm gonna head off to lab, and then after lab I'm working in the writing center, and then I'll get back to my room around 10 or so. So let's get going. So it is now the next day, and I forgot to close off last night's vlog. I finished up work in the writing center. I had back-to-back appointments after lab, and then when I got back to my room around 10, I did some more work on my Anne project and just finished up my writing that I needed to get done before today, and then I also did a little bit of Pride and Prejudice reading, but that was basically my entire day yesterday. A lot of work and, you know, that kind of thing, but it is a glorious day today, so I'm going to be able to spend some time outside today, unlike yesterday. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions about college, St. Lawrence, anything like that, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.